So, what a coincidence that my Bible study for Sunday, that is now my new all chips in offing date, has the day's date forwards and backwards 11/6 or 6/11. And that's just a continuous back and forth between Revelation using one column at a time out of my dad's Bible. You can go back to the previous Daniel studies and find that same 11/6-11 because it's a column. So it's TS Daily Bible Studies. Click playlist, click one of the any of the Daniel studies, and that's what you'll see. And it fuses with my Corinthians study, which began a long time ago. And it has Trump's birthday in two directions, 14/6 or 6/14. Is that not just weird? Is that just me here? Or do we have Trump's birthday fused with today's date on the day of today's date, 11/6? So we're going to get into that of, has it just been this date all along? And, I think we're going to think so when we're done. I want to look at something else, by the way. Well, this wasn't even initially what I went to look at. Jeff Wright, whose birthday is 11/17. Today, he hits at 23,000 days even. What? Oh, man. Okay. That wasn't even what I was going for. But then I saw it in my other saved URLs, what you call a bookmark, and I just decided to click it. Fascinating. Speaking of numbers going backwards and forwards, like those Bible studies, stepdaughter, she will be 8/9/98 days old. And on the rising day, she would turn right at exactly 9,000 even. Remember her number, 3 times 19 times 1998. 138 is Donald Trump in simple gematria or English ordinal. 88 is Trump in English ordinal. And of course, the 86ing of it. And she was born at 8:08 a.m. So it's getting very fascinating. And when Trump will be down in Miami for a extremely high watch date, all chips in for the event kind of day. And we're showing you the reasons why. And there's better ones. I'm just slacking right now. He will be 27,904 days old on the 6th. He would rise. What's strange is he would rise on 11/8, where he would be 906 days old. And it was November 6th, November the 9th month. Remember, October, octagon, octopus, the 8th month. September really was the 7th originally at one time. December, decade, decimeter, sets of tens. December was once the 10th month. Well, so on 11/8, his rising day, he would be at 906, 27,906 days old for November 6th, the day he went down. And now, lastly, right at today, the 6th, I'm 61 years, 4 months, 614 coding, or Trump's birthday, 6 months, 14th day. 322 in the minutes, first three digits. All right, well, let's get on with the real stuff, because there's very interesting things here. First of all, well, what's this about? Oh, January 6th date. Okay. So 1 year, 10 months. Okay. Yeah. 1 year, 10 months exactly. I got confused on that earlier. So let's take a look at this. When I stayed at that hotel in Miami, that's where Trump's going to be tomorrow, Miami. Donald Trump events. So he was just in Pennsylvania. Why not stay up north? Why come specific? And it says 5 p.m. 500 for Antichrist, of course. Strong's Concordance. It's at the Miami-Dade County Fair and Exposition. 10901, again with the reversals, just like my Bible studies. 10901, exactly like both Bible studies. The same thing in both directions. So it's 10901 times 33165. You got the 153 for the 153 fish. 36, the triangular number for 666. 316, John 3:16. You got 66. Book of the Bible is the book of Revelation. Let's look at Trump's number times 10901 times the full address as a whole. Okay. So it starts at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Doors open at 12. The one in Dayton is at Wright. Remember, that was all about Earl's numbers and all of that. Well, Earl has passed on. Remember, I showed y'all Earl's number was 37044, and it begins with 370, the address. Jeff Wright, who I just showed you, turns 23,000 days old today. He was number 45, and the zip code begins with his number. And of course, Trump wears the 45 hat, 45th president, and all that good stuff. Followed by the 37. Again, there's a 37 in both the address and the zip code. And see, Earl is already passed. Is Trump going to be already passed? Miami has the 305 zip code. Tracy McGrady, his brother, Eddie McGrady. I'm talking about the father of the NBA Hall of Famer and his uncle. Eddie's birthday was 26 times, 1959, same year as Jeff, his cousin. And it begins with that 305. Does Trump get popped in Miami? All chips are in. Let's keep going on why. When I stayed at that hotel called the National Hotel, and I've shown you all that many times when I was there, the entire address was 1677. It's just called National Hotel, Miami. 167733139 is the zip. When you times that by me, by my number, when I went there twice. I went there the second time to avoid the hurricane. Remember, my stepdaughter, whose number is 11, has the 138, the 88, and the 86ing of it in her number. She lives in Miami. Perfect. Right? Absolutely perfect. National Hotel, Miami Beach. Google searches has a 137, has a 37 in it. See the 167733139? It also has the 322 in the phone number. I picked it absolutely randomly. Had no idea until I stayed there that my numbers matched up like this. Remember, my birthday is 7 times 6 times 1961. 82362. Me times the entire address. 167733139. 138 is Donald J. Trump and Sybil Gematria. 138 is Donald Trump in English ordinal. In 148, the next three digits after that are Donald J. Trump in English ordinal or simple gematria. That is absolutely mind-boggling. And that's where I stayed my 2 trips this year to Miami to see my stepdaughter, who has the 138, the 88, and the 86ing of it. 5178 is my 3rd marriage progression. 305 is also. In different ways to progress that. And I've shown you all that many times. It's my own personal math that I've had since I was a kid that's just evolved. It's nothing from any new age book, numerology, none of that. It's just a way to do math. So what is tomorrow? It's day 310. You go back to the Christian Bale, 310 to Yuma. You go back to that movie. It's Christian Bale. Why is he in a movie called 310 to Yuma? Is it because Trump gets killed on day 310 because Christian Bale got killed, didn't he? Does Christian Bale's character die in the movie 310 to Yuma? After Ben gets in a train, Dan is killed by Charlie. Yeah, he dies. Absolutely. Christian Bale dies on a movie called 310. It just, and today is day 310, 11/6. The URL for 310 to Yuma begins with a 38, which is murder code in Gematria. Murder comes to 38 and 83. It's got the 818 in it, and that's how old my second wife will be. 17818. Remember, her number times this year comes to, she's October 28th, 1973, 1117. So we look at her very carefully. So let's look at Trump's numbers. 163464 times the 6th day, 98, times the 11th month, 886, times 2022. You got the album by Janet Jackson, 1814. Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation. But you have the 45. Well, let's do Trump again. Times the 310th day of the year. Okay. And days left. 55 days left in the year. Future tense. 89 and the 90. The 88 right in the middle. 144,000, 1817. Not going to get into all that. That's a lot of personal stuff, but you see the 88 right in the middle. There's the 178. $18, 6 plus 6 plus 6. Times 310. Times 66. And you get the 88 right in the middle again with the 38. So what's right in the middle is 889. Third wife, second and third marriage number. She has not been married a third time. The whole 310 to Yuma thing just blows my mind. September 7th, 2007. September 7th, 2007. How many days is that? September 7th. 5539. The 53 again. All right, let's move on to the really big nitty-gritty stuff. This day, today, is exactly 86 days from the midpoint of the 2 total lunar eclipses, 2 total solar eclipses, and Sirius the dog star rising. It is exactly 86 days, being 86th. On the day he would rise, on the third day, on day 88, because it's 11/8, November 8th. November is an 11 or a 9. Get it? 9/11. What about the 8 times the 12 of that midpoint? It's the number 96. 8 times 12 is 96. November 6th, 96. But now let's take the midpoint and swing it backwards. You can go up 86 days and land on November 6th, or you can go backwards 86 days and land on May 18th. 518. May 18th is 518, right? That is my marriage to Candy. Candyman, I'm Candyman, Trump's Candyman. Because my first wife was Obama's birthday. Obama's got my first wife's birthday with my year, because she was 64, but I'm 61 like Obama. So she's 1964 times 8 times 4. 62848 times me, 62. You get the 517. If you progress it out 3 digits, the next progression would be 518. Me, her, and her kids all came to 518. First 3 digits of our combined numbers. Just like my first wife there was 628, her and her kids came to 629, the next progression of my next wife. Remember when I showed you the 5178 a while ago and I said it's my third progression? It's because it began with 5176. The next one would be 5177, and the third one would be 5178. It's very interesting. So the 86ing of the 88, because I was her 88, because her marriage, her first husband, 15768, is August 10th, 1971, times her, came first 2 digits are 87. The next progression, which was to me when she married me, I was the next marriage progression. I was her 88. Or the first number never progresses. You would just say an 8 and then another 8, and our third marriage would be 888. But I was her 88. 2 different ways I was her 88. Again, Trump and I, the mirror images, because we can't find anybody that tells the truth in the Bible. He's the Antichrist. He's the anti-truth. And I'm apparently the most pro-truth we can find when it comes to the Word of God anywhere on the Ethernet. There is no free will. You're like, well, that's Calvinism. That's a man-made religion. Calvinism is a man-made religion, and I don't agree with everything that Calvinism teaches. I've never studied Calvinism. I study the Bible because the Lord gave it to me and made me do it. That's what grace is. It's not of anything I've done. Not one thing I've done. I'm just like a up sounding board for the truth in God's word. Hell is not eternal torment. So when you go back 86 days, we 86'd the 88. May 18th is when you go back that 86 days. That's 518. You go up 86 days, that's 11/6. I was her, remember her first husband began with a 15. I was her 16. So all of that got 86'd. So mathematically, all of this stuff just pops on Sunday when he's down in Miami, where my stepdaughter from my second marriage, we have a great relationship. Thank you, Jesus. She's got the 88, 86, 138, all in her number. And she lives in Miami. It's too perfect for him to go down there. Now, if he doesn't, we'll look at the next stuff. There's plenty to look at for the 7th. Because of the Bible verse, that was the address that her mom lived at when we first started dating, 117. That would have him rising on 119. All right. Let's also, what else is in here? Has him rising on day 88 from the midpoint, which connects to 516, the other total lunar eclipse. 88 in both directions. A total of 176. 76 is Adam in Strong's Concordance in the New Testament. Of course, he is the Black Adam. My birthday is what? 7/6. Or God's sounding board for the I'm the anti-Antichrist. Trump's Candyman, I'm Candyman. We're just connected. And the Lord's had me understand numbers ever since I was a child. He spoke to me through numbers. But this system has evolved and really picked up speed over the last 2-3 years. But it's a language. Doesn't mean he's going down tomorrow. But I did visit there in Miami twice in the past couple of months. I think I went there in August. I went there again in September. Did not go in October. Is that when the hurricane was? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Did not go in October. Now Trump's going to be there in November. $11.17 is the 6th. Okay, so Revelation 11:17. I'm sorry, Zechariah 11:17 is the right eye Bible verse. Deadly, not deadly wound. The Antichrist getting the right eye wound. Zechariah 11:17. Well, when you think about 11:17, November 6th is 11 days from the 17th of November. Again, when you think of Zechariah 11:17, November 6th is 11 days from the 17th. 11:17 from 11:17. It's 11 days from the 17th. The 6th is. Also, 11 times 6, November 6th, it comes to 66. That's how many books are in the Bible. It is the book of Revelation is the 66th book as the final book, and Trump's pit house was called the 66th floor, even though it was 58-story tall building. Why, let's go to your comments. Hang on, let me switch over. What's your biggest so far? Is it Christian Bale's 3:10 to Yuma? I mean, that's just, or is it my Bible studies? Which are extreme, those aren't random. If you follow me at TS Daily Bible Studies, you click the playlist. I mean, you see that we are in Corinthians and Daniel. These are two I created since I started them, and they were just one. That way they wouldn't get buried, so I put them on a playlist. They're just one video. That's Corinthians and Daniel. And Daniel always goes back and forth. I mean, if you look at let's look at Daniel, my 6th study. Go down to Daniel 11. There it is. 2 Timothy 2:20-3:2. And Daniel 11, semicolon, 6-11. That was done on says 3 months ago. Doesn't give a date. Show more. It doesn't give a date. Oh, July 12th. It got 7 views. In the the Zoom number had an 88 in it and a 33. Had my zip code right at it, 33881. Hey, it's 138, y'all. So the fact that, what's more mind-blowing, the Bible studies or 310 to Yuma? That really makes you think that's when it's going to happen. So Christian had some, he talked about fighter planes and 240 on standby, and that adds up to 500. So this is just brilliant stuff Christian brings. I hope y'all go to my comments and read everything that he does. The song At the Enchantment Under the Sea Dance is Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. October 18th, 1926. Johnny Be Good is 1958 rock song written and recorded by Chuck Berry, released as a single. It peaked at number 2 on Billboard's magazine's hot composition and recording legacy B-side. It was released March 31st, 1958. March 31st. Now we got to move everything to the 6th. 23596. That's the first 4 digits of me and my son's combined number. 3596. 23596, it says. That's weird. Recorded January 6th. 23680 even. Written on October 18th, 1926. Oh, that's Chuck Berry's birthday. I'm sorry. October 18th, 1926. $35083. Appreciate that, Christian. No, he talked about Neptune and Poseidon here. Something just dawned on me in Back to the Future. Marty goes to the Enchantment Under Sea Dance on November 12th, 1955. There is a statue of Neptune on the stage. Yep, Neptune is like Poseidon. And it's all about the Greek mythology and the beast out of the sea stuff. That was just very interesting. That was in my Top Gun Maverick. Trump is Maverick. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was pretty interesting video. Of course, we showed you how Trump is Top Gun Maverick at Telling Truth 3. And had 6 thumbs up and no comments, but it got 60 views. My Telling Truth 3 channel is a lot of different variety of people. A lot of them are football freaks and all that kind of stuff. I've almost got the same amount of subscribers. But we showed you how the first jet was 500. That was shown in the movie. How his face lit up like Man and Machine. Had a guy named Shooter. Okay. So when Trump gets hit, when he rises on the 3rd day, when he comes back to life, even though he doesn't really actually die. So I need to make sure of how I speak here. When he spiritually rises, it's a whole spiritual thing. It's a fusion with Lucifer, Lucifer, the male fallen angel who appears to Mystery Babylon as the female goddess. So they're all tricked and they're all into Mother Earth, and all of your goddesses of antiquity of the pagans have always been mainly moon goddesses, female goddesses, because of Lucifer. But it says shooter right there. So that's interesting. I wonder if we could find out when his birthday is. Wouldn't it be funny if it was like November 6th? But he doesn't have a speaking part. We never see his face. I doubt he's even given a credit. But anyway, no, I didn't see a shooter in here. So, bit of a bummer because they just had a lot of crew members, air controllers, mission controllers. If I missed it and y'all get bored and want to go through there, that'd be an interesting birthday to look up, wouldn't it? Shooter in the first jet, had a 500. So this is the opening of Top Gun. Jennifer Connelly's name, right? Yes. 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 The first jet you're going to see right there has the 500. Then you got Shooter. Then you've got Maverick, and his face lights up, from the reflection of the dashboard. But they're showing you man mixing with machine. And you go to IPEC GOAT, and you see it's being programmed by the ghost in the machine. The fusion, the possession. He's going to be possessed. And so we can turn that sound off. But the little egghead boy, you see him once his programming is done. And so markets crash, war, markets plunge, war coverage. That will be taking place immediately. Hey, it's 1:48, y'all. Perfect, right? With that 36, the triangular number of 666. So that's the programming that's taking place. They show you that by the ghost in the machine, or what they tell us AI is. But of course, when you listen to me show you very specific videos where they talk about what AI really is, it really is the ghost in the machine. They tell you they're connecting with parallel universes. And so he's being programmed. What he's doing, he's being possessed. This is the iron mixing with clay. Through the technology, the entities will upload from the technology into the human. Just like the movie Venom, when the entity entered his body and used his body as an avatar, they were in a symbiotic relationship. That's what gets torment day and night forever and ever. The fallen angel that's inhabited the body. The human host in the movie Venom died off in the movie, except for the one guy. But all the other people at the beginning, I've never watched the sequel, heard it was horrible. But the first Venom was very interesting. And I knew the human host would die off before I even saw that movie, because we know that humans don't get eternal torment. It says iron does not mix with clay. So we knew that the human will die off because they don't mix. They shall not cleave to one another. So that was very interesting when they showed his face like that, because we knew what it was. That's Trump going through the process of his born again and salvational process. And then you see it move to that. Straight out. Then you see it move to that. So they're showing you man is mixing with technology. But it's through the technology, the AI has entered his body. That's what that's what the iron mixing with clay, that's all about technology, the iron, the final kingdom. Imran Khan assassination. Thank you, my friend. $59 days left in a year, 57 days left in a year. Yeah, when Trump rises, it'll be 53 days left in a year. When he goes down, it'll be 55. And the two cars that were in the house where Earl died that were in there, one was a 55 tag out front, the other was a 53 tag in the carport. I just now realized that. Just now. I shared that with our friend that I can bring that up on an email. Betcha. By the way, in the movie Top Gun, you have a 553. That was the Ocean Realty sign that was in the front of the house where that lady lived, that Maverick was in love with. Look at that. 553, 55 days left, 53 days left, 38, 88, fusing with the 89. We showed you all the different 80, 89 and all that. That's coming up. It's super interesting. It's starting to get really freaky. That's the email right there. You see it. I made it on Wednesday, 5/25/2022 at 8:32 p.m. See where my cursor is on the right, 5:25. You can do a screenshot and blow it up. I saw a 4269 at the end of the road, which was James Bond's car tag when I was pulling out, but it had a 53 under the carport and a 55 out front, the two car tags. And if you look at the subject, it says 3803-33881. That's his address. That's where he lives. I mean, that's where Earl got killed at, where he did live. And I went by there on 5/23, but I didn't make this 2 days later. I made the email to remind me. It was at 2:40 p.m. when I drove by that house. I drive by it from time to time. I could not believe there was a 53 because 53 is my third marriage number. It signifies my first, because Earl's death, I connected to my divorce. The car tag that Earl was killed, I've shown you all the articles when he got killed. He died my junior year. He was our star quarterback. African-American guy. His mom shot him and killed him with a 22. My divorce was on 22, Groundhog Day, 2-2. The cost of my divorce, $638. The car tag that Earl was arguing with his mom over. Apparently he put his hands on her and she shot him and she got away with it. And I'd hung out with Earl plenty of times. He was my best friend. I was the best man in Tracy McGrady's wedding. It was Earl's cousin. So there's that 53 and 55, which would be the death and rising date left in the year. That just jogged my memory reading where Christian put the 59, 57, 55. Because 310 to Yuma, that's 55 days left in the year. Now he's got from November 7th to January 1st, but that's not how it is when you look at these calendars that are on your desks on the job. They give you these big calendars where it has what day it is. It's day 310. Well, if it's 365, it's 55 plus 310 completes the year. And then day 312 is 53 days left in the year. What's interesting about that, first of all, we'll do the math for you. 310 plus 55, it's day 365. And what's interesting is that it's day 312. Well, my first wedding was on 312. 3 times 12 times 1983. Remember the number? 138.88. Donald Trump, my first wedding. Everything about me has been connected with Trump. Both my marriages, everything. That's when I realized when I told you this thing started hitting different levels and how it all evolved. But the numbering system was in place. This multiplication of year, month, days, and all that. So day 3, March 12th is 312. That was my first marriage. Or the 51. 517, remember, it was first 3 digits of it. Well, on day 312, it's 53. That's my next marriage number. 53 days left in the year. This is very interesting. Because once he goes down and all the calamity starts, do I get back like with Candy, the second wife, the 89, my 53, her 89? That 89 just seems to be everywhere. Remember Trump's number? I showed you my first wife was 62848. Well, my next progression is 63, and the next progression after that is 64. Well, Trump's number, 6 times 14 times 1946, his number is 163 for the 64. And he is Candyman through the movies. And he did win the 63 because I was her 88. And it got 86th because of me. I wanted a divorce. She didn't love me. We loved each other more after the divorce. Saw each other for quite a long time afterwards. We get along great. But there's that 63 and 64, my second and third wife. Well, she was the second. Is she also the third? Joe Kane said tomorrow is 666 days from January 6th. Insurrection. And that's the amazing one that I emailed me and read to y'all on my email. And Joe, I can see your comments. So I appreciate Joe and Christian, their comments. Hey, it's 201, y'all. Event 201. How big is this Miami trip? Why be up north in Pennsylvania and then go down to Miami and then go back up north to Ohio? When Ohio and Pennsylvania, aren't they border states? Map of United States. Don't they border each other? Ohio and Pennsylvania? If they don't, they show enough be close to each other. And I have no idea why you would be, yep, they border. Why you would be here in Pennsylvania, go down. Oh, he's making a V. Beginning of Top Gun Maverick, they made a V very cryptically. It basically looked like the United States without Florida. It was like a symbol that came down and went up like that. It would be if you took Texas and dragged it down a little bit more, it was like that. And I was like, they're making a V. Trump is making a V. He's going from Pennsylvania down to Miami, back up to Ohio. And V, of course, is that's their divine feminine, the yoni, or the vagina. Absolutely fascinating, all this is. Whew. All chips in November 6th. That was also a very, very fascinating day with my May Day friend and I. It was the day after We were on stage together. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. And by the way, 501 was one of the jets. Top Gun for Mayday. One of the jets on board the aircraft carrier was 501. It belonged to one of the Top Gun pilots. I don't know, maybe it wasn't on the aircraft carrier. I saw it when it was parked at the Top Gun place. So Top Gun came into view March 3rd, 1961 is when Top Gun Academy began. It seemed like I remember that from the opening credits of the movie. When they gave the hang on. I want you to know when I spoke it in there in 1961, it came up 1969. I had to change it. March 3rd, 1969. Let's see if it gives it to us now. March 3rd, 1969 to present, U.S. Naval Fighter Weapons School. Top Gun Maverick page tribute to Tom Cruise, but not only blah, blah, blah. On March 3rd, 1969, Top Gun options. So it does appear, there it is, cna.org. Top Gun turns 50, March 3rd, 1969. So we can map that out. March 3rd, of course, is 33 coding. 19603 on the offing day. That's their numbers, 3, 6, 9. And it's 1963. Blah, just crazy. And of course, March 3rd, 33, like we already said. Oh, man. We can look at the grid. For November 6th, I'll be doggone. Oh, that's kind of perfect. And the Rising Day, Second Wife's Original Wedding Day, May 20th, 1995. And my double 1537, which was on May 20th. That's too perfect. Which would have been one of her wedding anniversaries. Death of Ronnie Spears, who was born 9/11. He sat next to me at a funeral of a lad who was born 11/17, and the guy sitting on the other side of me was also 11/17. They shared the same birthday. I was at an 11/17's funeral and had 11/17 and 9/11 sitting on both sides of me. They're all dead. They all died way young. And lastly, second wife's birthday on November 8th. I have 4 personals. That's the most I have. I don't have any personals that are 5 deep. I got one other one that rolls 4 deep. I got 2 others that roll 4 deep. And one of the, so out of the 3, I mean, some days don't exist at all. Like there was nothing for November 5th. So personal events in my life, I don't have any days that are 5. I have 3 that have 4. One of them is November 8th, the rising day, the total lunar. It's just fascinating. If we go to the grid, Christopher Nolan's birthday, who directed The Dark Knight and The Prestige, lands right on it. So does Heath Ledger's death does. Elon Musk's birthday does. The movie called The Number 23 release date. Trump posing with the Bible lands right on it. Skyfall, United Kingdom release date. Take the Bloody Shot is what opens the movie. Lands right on his offing day of November 6th. Elvis's birthday lands right on it. The Challenger explosion, which there was nobody in that, by the way. lest you think anybody really died in that. Ken Miles, who Christian Bale played him in the movie Ford versus Ferrari, The Real Death of Ken Miles hits right on November 6th. This is all perfect. Annular Solar in 98, JFK assassination. If you include both dates, you keep going. Saturday Night Fever, album cover release date, Spin City, Back to the Future 4, Judgment Day, Avengers Endgame, Darius Thomas death, he was 88, Robert Trump's death, The Highlander release date, The Killing Moon, which on this November 7th, the eclipse begins on the 7th in some parts of the world. Trump came out to The Undertaker with the song Florence, South Carolina, blah, blah, blah. King Kong Trade Center, The Rising Day, and of course the backward cipher, X Across America. And then The Rising Day fills the whole page plus some. So Escape from New York is the first one. You'll be wanting to escape from New York. It hits right on November 8th. Loose Change in American Coup, Final Cut hits right on November 8th. October 2nd, 2022, of course, hits right on it. A 2015 Total Lunar, a 1988 Total Solar, Trump Implosion Casino. Maggie Gyllenhaal's birthday hits right on it. She was in Mona Lisa Smile with Gateway Arch, whatever. Oh, by the way, this transfer portal's back to John 3:16, March 16th. Transfer portals back to November 6th, the offing day. But Maggie Gyllenhaal was in The Dark Knight and Donnie Darko and Mona Lisa Smile. We know all about the connections with the Mona Lisa and how Trump spoke about the Mona Lisa, wearing that red MAGA hat covering one of his eyes, shaded out. Trump Taj Mahal, 311 weeks. 2001, A Space Odyssey, Uptown Theater, Liz Christ, Trump's death, Lucifer premiere on Fox, Total Lunar Eclipse in 2022. Oh, that's today's. That's that day's. And of course, the movie Seven, release date, premiere Alice Tully. That's my son's name. It's my name too, legally. Alice Tully Hall. It's not how we spell it. We have an E in there. Tulley. But the movie Seven, and that's what it's all about, cleansing the sevens. In the book of Revelation, the earth gets cleansed with the trumpet and bowl judgments, all sevens. The church is divided into the seven letters, because the church is about to go through its cleansing. The Antichrist's job is to cleanse the church. That's very clear in Daniel 11:35 and Daniel 12:10. They get their robes cleaned and made white through the persecution, which will last about a day or two, because it's just a matter of them getting a hold of you and taking your head off. It's not like what they've been telling you in all these psyops. It's not like you walk around and make a decision, then you get on the guillotine or something. Stupid. Stupid is as stupid does. But now you really get into the nitty gritty as the grid goes on. I think it's tomorrow. I thought it was the 5th. Boy, do I now see why it's the 6th. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We'll keep moving on. But the 6th, now that I'm looking at the 6th, the way I'm looking at the 6th, is 53, 55 stuff. I mean, all of it. Way more personal stuff that lands for November 6th being the offing date. My 2 visits down to Miami this year to visit her stepdaughter, 138, 88, 86. Me times the hotel I stayed at, 138, 148, first 6 digits of my combined number with the hotel's full address. Remember, we couldn't believe that. We're just like, what? Now we know what it is because that's the city's gonna. I was at ground zero, different zip code, 33139, 33136. I think he's gonna be in. Donald Trump events. Three three one six five versus 33139. National Hotel, Miami Beach. There's a lot of zip codes in that town, boy. Golly. 3 it's all the way from 65 to 39. Got a 322 in the phone number. Got a 53 in the phone number. Got a 311 in the phone number. It's just nutty. It's so crazy. If it happens. If it happens. If he goes down on November 6th. Unbelievable. And too obvious that it would be 2 days. So on the third day would be when he would rise on 88. And remember, it's 86 days from the midpoint and rise on 88 because the Earth would be going 88 miles per hour. Love y'all.